All right, we'll put this a little bit on wax. So, after going through the trauma of being ill for a couple days, violently ill, which is always fun, we get to appreciate the days where we're not constantly violently ill and the days that we do have good health. Because although we don't believe things were written before, for word, we do believe there is nothing that can replace health, right? Because no matter how wealthy you are, if you don't have health, you can't enjoy it, right? So, and the wealthiness of this life is staying active to the best of your ability and being able to engage mentally and physically, right? This is the hope of our endeavor, right? To stay mentally young. And I think there's something to do with that. That we were talking about a serpent ring in an age, right? This is something that's been delivered to mystics and people, and it's even part of Christian mysticism. It's part of Kabbalic Judaism. There's something to do with that serpent ring. It's really a hydra head, where it has 3 powers or so, or multiple heads to it. It's not really just the mouth of a serpent with its tail in it. It's an allegory for, I believe, the population system here. So, hear me out. It is a symptom of a 1,000-year cycle which re-repeats. A welling up, a splitting off, a fatness, a culling down, a splitting up, right? So the head of a hydra would be a snake that has multiple heads. Polarities in the earth, right? Whether it be kingships, kingdoms, fiefdoms, things that are large, polaric authorities in the existence, right? And although we know the true symptom of the existence is a constant grinding on, it's a constant circle, going around and around. Where it stops, nobody knows, right? The reality is we can't see the beginning, we can't see the end. Objectively, we have to, from finite bodies, consider the infinite. And what we believe the infinite is delivered onto us in good authority is the ability to perceive the infinite, right? Which is why we came up with finite values. Because we who are finite value, we only get a certain period of time, we don't live forever. From the finite can perceive the infinite. And from darkness, in our mind, darkness can perceive light. And we know that what is manifest is light. Whether it's spectrums, wavelengths, even down to material, right? And what we're getting to is that the experiences we have in life, it's a microcosm of our own eternity, right? Of our own ability, of our own interaction with the existence. We can move up and down in gross and finite and pleasurable experiences, right? It has to do when we're amused. That's why I totally believe when we're talking about the mystical experience, I want to trying to tie it back into topic, right? Mystical experience. Because I do believe there's something that goes on at the hypothalamic pituitary axis that allows, when more people than one are there over a certain topic, right? Doing something specific that is generally amusing and developmental. Something happens, right? There is some kind of sharing that is unspoken, right? And then we can talk about that, the spiritual experience. Some people call it vibing off of each other or whatever, however you want to do it. There's some kind of mind meld that's allowed for all of us who understand what this thing is to touch the infinite. And it's not a siloed thing where only one people get it. Some people seem like they have more of it than others. But realistically, like I've been talking, we are all the same thing. There is levels to stuff, right? Right? There's people without complete inability to perceive or intuition on the concept. They see things exist, but they don't know how to interact with it in a capacity that's beneficial to them. So, and I believe that's kind of what we're up to here. Is not. I want to cite the guy from Depeche Mode, right? The lead singer, Dave. He basically cut it real simple. He's like, we're not on the hook for being perfect, right? That's not what we're here for. I'm not really even here to worship anything. We're here for the experience. Right? Yes, there should be morality, right? Think about this. There is something to do with those ancient scriptures because we do have those echoings in every society. They're judging on certain things, right? So if you're not doing those things, that means you're good. You're not going to be perfect. And I think perfection is the capacity to understand what the infinite desires of us and apply it to ourselves. And we get multiple opportunities. In fact, infinite opportunities. And I think our access to the gross existence, the gross experience, and the developmental and authoritative experience is associated with our quasi-spiritual work in that area, right? Which is what the whole point of getting into mysticism was, right? Whether I was belied to get into it, most people are belied to get into everything, right? And we just have to realize that. But to find our own way and plot our own way in and out of a thing, that shows that our understanding of the thing and our developmental growth from that thing has moved from beyond the thing to something that diminishes the concept of the thing we thought was true before due to the understanding we've achieved along the way that we know is completely applicable. Most of the stuff can be dissolved. We know that even mathematics, if anybody says it's 100% true, well, even mathematics widely holds the very accurate details of finite geometry as theoreticals. So if there's anybody saying they got 100% of whatever, truth, whatever it is, you're not given 100%. You're in a finite body. Good luck containing 100% light in a finite body. You can reflect it out, right? And we believe that's what the hypothalatic pituitary axis does for us. It gives us access to seeing light, perceiving light, synthesizing light, and then, based on our own developmental concept, reflecting it. Not everybody has that ability to understand that thing. Maybe it makes you artistic or autistic. Who knows? I don't understand the other things that people do. I, in fact, have great issue with how the things are formatted. But it's so crushing, which is why there needs to be Daystar people on the earth. There's more than one of us. We're leading a certain thing, but there's something in the way. And I think we're going toward an age where we're talking about that serpent ring, let's tie it back into it, is us becoming aware of what the actual cycles of the existence are. That model is a model of a population. And we can see that serpent ring with multiple heads, multiple authorities and polarities in the earth. And what we're going toward is there's a period of time where they become one body. AKA, we lose after when a kingdom starts, there's multiple heads. They're all racing to the same body on a hydra, right? Because the head is the top, the beginning. And if it's a serpent with its tail in the mouth, that is a diminishing population of an old structure, the old world, the splitting up into the Industrial Revolution world, and then the dividing down into the fatness. And we're about to go into fat times. Things are going to change drastically, in my certain opinion. Because what's actually going on here is not the plan they have here. It's an infinite plan that they can't mute. They can't really actually shuffle on. They can't hit ignore on, right? There's no way around it. It's an eventuality. And what's going to happen is the polarities we see, in my concerted opinion, are going to become one polarity. Whether it doesn't say a head falls off the hydra, it says they all, in that model, whether it's an open mouth of a snake and it's two polarities, or it's a head of a hydra and multiple factions, when we go into the fatness of good times, which we're about to have, there's too many polarities right now. Whether it's too major, you want to say NATO in the East, or the global South against the West, however you want to look at it. What's going to eventually happen is those powers are going to conglomerate and get into an authoritative structure where they get, obviously, like a world government, but different, right? We know that's what has to happen, because that's the age model that there always was. We go into a period of time of prosperity, and we haven't hit it yet. We are in attention time, and attention and economic time against multiple polarities. If there's one polarity, we have prosperity. If we have multiple polarities, there's division, there's skinniness in the next, right? But when you get into the body of something, what is it? Wide and broad, right? Until the next, we're about to have like 500 years of fatness, 500 years of leaning down, pretty much. That's what that, and in every one of those societies, every one of those Gnostics, every one of the theosophic types, the mystics, they all deal with the serpent ring. There's a reason for it. It's the existence concept population model. It's a perpetuity in circular that diminishes, splits, converges, continues, diminishes into splitting authorities, right? So, And it goes over and over, and we can look at it, it's a 1,000-year cycle. We haven't even hit the fatness. The fatness is going to be a one authority polarity, like it always gets to, like the Greek time, like the Roman time, like the Babylonian time. You know, when you see the ages, there were ages, damn it. And that's why all this quasi-spiritual shit works, because there's so much elements of reality that those things need to be thrown out so that you can have a fresh look and objectivity of things. They all have some of the same information in them. What do you think it is? All of them are able to have access to the infinite some way, somehow, but they're only able to let a spectrum of that understanding out at a time. So, is that the thing you want? Or do you want full spectral analysis? Just a thought. Y'all have a great rest of your day. We wanted to put this on wax to get your mind spun up. Have a great rest of your day, y'all. My beloved, right?